12-Sided Stories is for mature audiences and often deals with topics that may be difficult for some listeners. Discretion is advised. Welcome to Beyond the Outer, a Mothership actual play brought to you by 12-Sided Stories.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Outer, episode number 2. My name is Wes Otis. This is our Mothership actual play. I've got some great players with me. Let's start with Janine.
Hello, I'm Janine. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Rhea, the number 2 teamster, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Hello, my name is Candace. My pronouns are they, she, and I'm playing Vaughn, the android, they, them.
Hi, I'm Chrissy, she, they, and I'm playing Pyrrha, also she, they, and she's the Marine.
Hey, I'm Michelle, she, her, and I am playing Candela. I almost forgot who my character was. I'm playing Candela, also she, her. She is Teamster number 1. Before we start, we'd like you to know that this is our Patreon exclusive game. The first 2 episodes are being uploaded to the main podcast feed for your enjoyment. If you like what you hear, join the 12-Sided Stories Patreon today for more exclusive content.
All right, so quick recap from our last episode. You all were called out to a very fresh scavenge site. They exploded in hyperspace, and the debris field was all over the place. You found Vaughn, the robot. Vaughn was somewhere else on the ship when the explosion happened in the engine rooms and was sucked out into space. They found a chip that gives them emotions if they plug it in from their friend Katie, who wanted to help them blend into situations better. They plugged it in and then immediately unplugged it because it was very overwhelming. Just so you all know, for stress, right now, Vaughn is the only one that has gained any stress yet. When you get stress, you can, if you rest, you can roll to see if you get rid of stress after you rest at least 6 hours. And we'll get into panic and all of that as those things come up. Anyway, you all made your way back to Dark Star Salvage Station, which is this huge station, basically city-like place that's owned by a not-so-reputable man named Lars. And you had a conversation with Vaughn, kind of got the idea that, I don't know if any of you picked up on it, but Vaughn was supposed to be wiped, like their memories, everything else. But they did mention friendship and some people, which you've seen androids wiped before, and they usually don't have any memory banks of things that happened in the past. So I'm just saying that now for those of you who want to maybe think about that. This is where we're going to pick it up. Lars has called the entire Eon 1 crew up to his office. It's a very large office that has a big desk at the end. It's this large wood table, ornately carved, and there is a slight incline up to the desk. So you all are sitting down towards the bottom, looking up at this big desk. A wood desk in the middle of space is very expensive, something you don't see very often. He's got wood all over the place, paneling. It looks, and then he's got like brass inlays everywhere. The man has spent a lot of money for this.
Rhea stealthily pulls out the gum that she popped in after dinner and pops it underneath. And there's like a soft, squishy pile of like previous... we'll call them bodies, if you will. Just adding it in.
You just add in a little bit of your gum to the bottom of the desk.
Making sure that I'm looking at Dr. Enza so that he doesn't catch me doing it, because that's not someone that I would want to have that.
Let's do a speed roll. Give me a speed roll. Let's see.
I have to roll under.
Correct.
Okay.
Did you miss it?
That's 100.
You rolled all zeros?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to rant about something very quickly, and then we'll move on.
First roll of the game for me.
In this game, it is not 0, 1 to 100. In this game, it's 0, 0 to 99.
So what I'm hearing is that I got 0.
Yeah, you succeeded.
You got a crit.
Yeah. Well, they don't say it's a crit.
Oh, they don't have crits. Okay.
Well, they do, but it's double numbers, and because 0 is a double number, I guess, or 0.
Yeah.
So yeah, you stealthily put it underneath the desk.
Just to kind of like, add a little extra flick of flair in there, I take off my hairnet and give my hair a shake, and as like a single hair escapes, I look at him and put it in my pocket.
The doctor looks over you and kind of gives a bit of a grin and slides up near your vicinity, and he says, it doesn't take much hair to make a new you.
Don't even breathe on my velour, creep. She like pulls her red jumpsuit closer around her.
All right. And then he kind of slithers back over to his side. Lars says, all right, everybody, shut up. Be quiet. And he stands up and says, you all did a pretty good job last mission. You grabbed a nice piece of tech and you grabbed some other things that will fetch us some good amount of money. You'll notice that you each got 200 credits in your bank accounts from the job. Vaughn, you were found out in the wreckage. Do you remember anything about it?
Hello, Lars. I don't really remember much. Suddenly I was there. Suddenly I was in space.
Well, do you want to make some money of your own and ride with this group of people?
Is that an option?
Yeah, it's an option.
I like look up at Lars, like shaking my head vehemently.
No one has given me an option before.
Well, I'm giving you an option. He lights his cigar. It's good pay.
Well, I would love to be useful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you'll get a full cut. Just don't, remember you're working for me, not for these others here. And he looks specifically at Rhea. And then he looks specifically at Pyrrha.
What? I don't have any problem with extra hands.
It's not the extra hands I'm worried about.
Well, clearly they have some extra potential appendages should those be needed, but I don't have a problem with those either. I don't know why you're looking at me like that. What are you concerned about?
Vaughn, you're not a sex bot. You don't need to be a sex bot.
No, that is not my primary function. However, I am a variable android unit.
Okay, good. I want to make sure you know that. Look, we got a job. There's a space station that needs to be cleaned out. We're going to do the job with another ship, another company. You're going to leave tomorrow morning, early. All right? And the captain says, he said all right.
Yes, Captain. Thank you. Yes, Lars. Thank you.
Kiss ass. A day on ship.
You guys are terrible. Rhea, everybody get out. Go. Be on the ship tomorrow morning.
Aye.
Oy. All right. All of you meet up the next day, unless there's something in particular that you want to do before you head out. You can, with this, however much credits you want. There is equipment that you can buy. Usually I'm not that big of a stickler on it, but because this is a survival horror game, you need to know how much ammunition you have. They will provide ammunition to a point, but anything else that you want that's special, you're probably gonna like you're gonna have, if you want frag grenades or anything like that. This is a salvage ship. It's not a military ship. So like a sidearm, they'll probably, say, okay, you can have a sidearm. Here's some bullets, but it's not going to be like I have a rifle or I have a shotgun, or anything like that. These are things that you want to possibly pick up. Is there anything anybody really wants besides their standard gear from their rollout?
I think that I am going to get a rigging gun.
Okay. How much are rigging guns?
$350.
Okay. So you pay for that.
Okay. Retractable harpoon, body instinct saver becomes entangled. This is for grabbing shit when I'm not trying to go all the way over there.
Okay.
For now.
All right. Anybody else want to buy anything extra?
I'll look whenever we're not recording.
You can look. As long as you pay for it and you keep I'm not going to be like, oh, you didn't buy it in sport, but I do want you to pay for it and make sure you know how much ammunition you have, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't see how much ammunition do I start out with. It says I have a standard machine gun or an SMG. I'm assuming that's what that means.
Let's say 50. Standard box of 50, All
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Michelle, what about you?
I don't think there's anything extra I'm getting. I'm pretty ready, I think.
Okay. Vaughn, is there anything?
I'm just going to keep my exploration loadout because I have a vibe shetty and a rigging gun and a flare gun.
Okay, cool.
I might buy something else later, but
For now, you're good. Excellent. Okay, so you all get on the ship. You guys get into your cryopods except for Vaughn and Gunnar, and you are going to be in hyperspace for about 2 months to be able to get all the way out to where you're going. It's pretty far. It's kind of on the edge of space. Gunnar and Vaughn are going to be the ones making sure that everything's okay while you're in hyperspace. Within just a few minutes of jumping into your cryopods, your ship takes off. Vaughn, as your ship goes into hyperspace, you sense the shifting of reality. Because you have to come into basically a created wormhole, it makes everything around you morph together in a strange way. You as an android are not really affected poorly by this. You can still function and know how to deal with the ship. But for humans, it drives them mad, which is why they have to be in cryosleep during jumps. You're walking around the ship and find Gunnar, who says to you, "So you decided to take the job?"
Yes, I've never had a job before. I've had duties, I've had programs, I've had expectations, but never a job that I chose.
Well, would you like to practice being human?
Yes. Do you think it would help me make friends?
I have found for myself it has not, but I still practice.
It sounds worth doing.
I have set up tea set in the mess hall. I have read that tea is very important. Pretending to eat seems to be something that humans enjoy.
I've also noticed that. Will you be practicing with me?
Yes, I set up 2 spots for us.
Beautiful. I'm looking forward to the fine china. I have several stores of information on Asian cultures and their love of tea, specifically in Japan, on Earth.
I have not been to Earth.
I don't think I've been to Earth either, but Katie loved Japan. Her mother was from there.
Is Katie still functioning?
No, no longer. She was lost in the hyperspace. There was an explosion.
If you'd like, you could ask the doctor if he could make you a new Katie.
I never thought about that. Would she remember me? I don't think she has a hard drive.
Maybe she could learn about you all over again. If she liked you the first time, she's going to like you the second time.
That is logical. Thank you. I'll take your suggestion when we're out of hyperspace and consider whether or not that seems fun.
Fun is a hard concept.
I agree. But I intend to try, if it means I can make friends.
Let us go eat off of the china. Never heard that word before. I just use paper towels and sporks. It's not very fine.
I think as Vaughn follows Gunnar, they start to just speak back the stores of information they have about China and porcelain and the trade and the atrocities and the whole history. And they go as long as Gunnar will allow.
Gunnar will listen the entire time. For 2 months, he listens to just whatever data dump you do. He will listen to it. Vaughn, you have a much bigger store of information. Gunnar is a combat android. All of his information has to do with tactics and war and guns and bullets and all of those different things. And he will talk about those at length with you. But he's also very interested in what you're saying. You can talk nonstop for as long as you want, and he won't stop you because he thinks that he's having a human conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll nod his head every once in a while in agreement because they have seen other people do that. Okay?
Are they the same kind of android? The same look?
They are an older version of an android, so their looks are more synthetic. Their plastic skin doesn't look quite as good as yours does. You can see scuff marks and cuts and stuff from different battles.
Okay.
they just sit there and they listen to you, and you pretend to drink tea, which isn't there, and talk about China and the trade of tea, and then you probably will get into like the Boxer Rebellion and the whole 9 yards and, you know, all of that. So
is one of the things that I can do during this time, since I have computers, can I just like tighten some screws
on them?
Yeah, maybe clean up like the scuffs a little bit. Just a little bit of sprucing. I'm not saying I can make a whole new gunner, but
I'm not going to make you roll for that because you have tons of time. And I like the idea of a montage of you sitting there pretending to drink tea. And then the next thing is you trying to scrape some of the grime off of their face. And this whole like montage of you helping them out as the time passes. Maybe one shot is of you looking out into hyperspace and seeing the strange forms that are in the wormhole that you are traveling through or jumping through. So yeah, you can help make Gunner work better. All right. So you all wake up from hyperspace. You either see Vaughn or Gunner opening up your tubes and letting you out. Long jumps like this mean you're completely asleep, but you're still able to think and you still are able to dream. I'd like you all to roll a 10-sided die. If you get a 1 through 5, it means that you had pleasant dreams. If you get a 6 through 10, it means you had horrible dreams.
Yep, I got a 3.
9.
I got a 6.
Excellent. So the two of you, do me a favor, just make me a sanity roll, not a fear roll, a sanity roll. So you roll against your sanity, let me know what you get. Did you roll, Chrissy?
Yeah. Oh, sanity? Sorry.
Yeah, sanity.
17 out of 30.
Okay, so you're okay.
Well, 74. Yeah.
Ouch.
Over 25.
Okay, you gain a stress, basically. So 1 stress point.
And we started at 2, right?
Yep. Oh, and Vaughn, because it took like 2 months for you guys to get there, that was plenty of rest to get rid of all your 5 stress points. So you're back down. Okay. All right. So in front of you is this huge station. And you can tell that at some point it was moving, like spinning, because that's how they do the fake gravity. They spin the station and it allows gravity to happen. But it is no longer spinning. You see another ship that is docked, probably the ship that you are here to meet with. And the captain calls you all up to the bridge. So you all go up there, and Captain Halls says to you all, all right, we've called over to that ship. We're supposed to help move some cargo out of here, and they're not responding. So we're going to pull up to the other dock.
And after we're secure, Pyrrha, Candela, Vaughn, and Rhea, I want the 4 of you to go over there and see what's going on with that ship.
If I could give a quick suggestion instead, how about we just, use one of those fancy doohickeys that we pay lots of money to have on this ship and do a life scan? But I'm not trying to go over there, find any frozen dead bodies. That's not what I'm looking for on this trip.
What if the life scan comes back with something that's alive, but would be even more unpleasant than a frozen dead body?
Listen, I just want to have a hint of what I'm about to walk into.
I'm just saying frozen dead bodies don't shoot back.
That's where you come in, bud.
All right, enough. You all are assuming that Lars actually paid for that technology to be on this ship.
What a fucking scuzz.
Well, yeah. What?
Fine.
Do you honestly think that he paid for any system? You're lucky we get air. If he could get away with just doing all androids, he would.
Rhea, what you complaining about? These wouldn't be the first frozen bodies you've seen.
Exactly. I've had enough, but I guess I can do my job. Whatever.
Look, people sickles should be fine. They're not going to hurt you.
Just skeeze me out.
Suddenly the doctor appears. If there are any frozen bodies, let me know and I will go over.
Jesus!
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I will go over and I will deal with them myself.
Yeah, just not in front of us, all right, Doc?
Of course not. Then he walks away.
God, that guy's weird.
Yeah, he gives me the heebie-jeebies.
All right, so you suit up and you start heading towards the other dock. Now, to give you kind of an overview of what it looks like, you're in a large hangar, right? There is no atmosphere inside the hangar. There should be. That's why you have to suit up when you go out. Across the hangar is the other ship. You're thinking it's probably about 100 to 150 meters away from where you're parked, but we're talking a huge amount of space in here, like really big. You have to travel quite a ways. And about halfway there, all of you start hearing this background noise, this strange sound that's coming over your comms. It almost sounds like white noise.
Don't tell me the comms are malfunctioning.
I hear you just fine. What the hell else is that? Captain? Bridge?
Yeah?
We're picking up some static on this end. What do you got working over there?
We're hearing it too. We're trying to figure out what it is.
Before we step aboard would be appreciated, but I guess I know it's my job to find out.
Vaughn has linguistics.
Okay.
Can they kind of suss out whether or not it's a language or a pattern?
Yeah, give me a roll.
That is an 86, so I imagine that's probably a fail because that's higher than anything else I have.
Okay. It seems like white noise to you, and you can't make out any particular thing in it. Like any particular note or any particular sound in there. So you keep heading over, and you make it to the other ship. The captain comes on and says, all right, we've been able to block it out here. Are you all still hearing it?
Yup. Still buzzing.
Yeah, but we can still hear you, but I guess that's a little more important.
Well, maybe it's coming from that ship. When you get on there, just shut down their comms.
All right, opening airlock.
The airlock comes open, and you get this feeling like there are a lot of ants in your skull, kind of running around as this white noise becomes more intense.
Oh, bad itch, bad itch. What the hell?
You look uncomfortable. Is everything all right?
It's like nails on a chalkboard in here. And I'm tapping the side of my helmet.
How do I turn it off? I don't want to talk to any of them anyway.
If you want to turn off your comms, you can.
Is it coming from the comms?
It's coming through the headphone.
Can I turn mine off?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I just turned mine down.
All right. What about you, Rhea?
I cut it off.
All right. So, Vaughn, is yours still going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't really bother Vaughn. They recognize it's probably not a frequency that humans would find comfortable, but it's not a problem for them. So they just kind of put their speaker on their suit so that when they speak, everyone can hear, like through their helmets, if you guys are wearing helmets like to cover your faces.
Yeah, they have their full back suits on. So you enter into the ship, and it's another salvage ship with a bunch of cargo holds. There's one door that seems to be sealed shut. You can see through the window, and there is the entire crew in there, and they're all naked on the floor, and it looks like they've somehow clawed out their ears, and then just through sheer blood loss and rage of trying to make the sound stop, they passed out at some point, and every time they woke up, they started anew, trying to break their eardrums, stop. One of them actually shoved some kind of steel implement into their skull, and they're just all lying in there. Can everybody give me a fear check, which I know that the android's going to pass.
25 under.
Also, we have disadvantage.
Yeah, you have disadvantage which means you roll it twice and take the worst one.
62.
66.
58.
Sorry, it's my fault.
Everybody failed. Oh, and it's a critical fail for
which is so unfair because it was a 35 on the first roll.
Yep, them's the breaks. So for Pyrrha and Candela, you guys each take 1 point of stress. Rhea, if you had a bunch of stress, I'd probably make you do a panic roll, but we're going to say that you got 3 points of stress, okay, from that critical.
Shoot.
Yeah, it freaks you out, and you start thinking about the sound that you were listening to. Now, you turned off your comms, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking in, you look away, and then suddenly you start hearing the sound in your head. You can hear it. It's there without the comms because you're thinking about it.
I motion towards the door. Is that like a cargo hold? Where are we?
Right now, you're just past the airlock in the main area because their ship is kind of similar to yours. You're near where the cryopods are. And then there's a room that's like the recreation room. They're locked in the recreation room. You're in the cryopod room. And then behind you, you hear, "Welcome. Is there anything I can help you with?"
I turn around. The fuck? What's going on?
Standing there is what obviously is this ship's android.
Since the sound is still coming through, I turn my comms back on.
It gets very loud.
Fuck.
Turning it down.
Hey, can you, shut off that nails on a chalkboard sound?
The crew tried to figure out what the sound was, but could not before they ceased functioning. They were afraid it was coming from me. It is not.
Started when they got here?
It did.
We gotta get on that fucking ship. We gotta get out of here. Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
That sounds like a good idea. Are you sure your crew is still able to leave? We were not able to leave.
How's that supposed to mean?
We tried to lift off from this place, and a tractor beam kept us here, or some kind of force field.
What happened to the crew?
They could not stop hearing the sound, and then after they all ceased functioning, there have been strange sounds coming from outside of the hangar.
What caused them to cease functioning?
The sound got to the point that they could not handle it anymore. One of them said, "It feels like my brain is being fried." I guess like circuits for humans? I still hear it now. It is very loud, but it does not have the same effect on me.
Vaughn, does it bother you?
No, I can hear it. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite sound, but it doesn't hurt my brain or my motherboard.
Oh.
That was a joke.
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. Captain, we got some dead bodies over here. That sound drove them a little bit of space madness.
Unfortunately, the sound is back. We thought we got rid of it, but now it just seems to be coming from everywhere. God, I can barely hear you. Look, get back over here. We're gonna get out of here. Quick.
We're going to the ship. We're going on to the station, I think.
Wait, are we going back to our ship? We're not staying here.
The main.
Whatever that noise is coming from, it might be from that ship. Fuck. I can't think straight. I have to turn off comms.
What? So you're just gonna leave us out here without any other resources?
I told you to come back.
Let's get back to the ship. Let's see if we can get out of here.
All right.
Lead on.
So the three of you are starting to go out, and the android gently grabs Vaughn's left arm.
Yes?
And he says, "Are there any other androids with you?"
There's one, yes. I wouldn't say they are friendly, but they did listen when there was no one else to hear me.
It doesn't want us.
What doesn't want us?
The creature that's here on this ship. It doesn't want us. It wants them. That crew is already going to deactivate soon enough. You should get the other android and bring him here.
Why wouldn't I just stay with my crew?
When they're deactivated, you'll be lonely again.
It was very lonely for me.
You don't want to be lonely.
How did you know?
We're all lonely sometime. There's a song about it in my memory breaks.
Yes, but we're going to try to leave. The humans and myself.
That's what we tried to do. It was not successful, and the creature is going to be coming soon.
Well, thank you for the information. I'm going to make sure to consider how best to hand it over to my crew. If they should meet their end, I will make sure to come find you, myself and Gunner. so none of us have to be lonely.
That would be nice. I will stay here, help the thing get to the crew so that it can maybe let this ship go.
Let me know how it goes.
I will. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm hoping that I can get everyone out safely.
I tried to. It did not work. But maybe you are programmed better than me.
Thank you.
What was your name?
Vaughn,
Ah, nice to meet you, Vaughn.
nice to meet you too. Stay safe.
I will. So you leave, and you're at this point, because that little conversation took a little time, you're several meters behind them as they are going towards the other ship. And you see the engines of your ship start to turn on inside the bay. And over the comms, those of you who still have comms on, you hear, "No, you can't fucking do that. Don't turn it on." And then suddenly the comms cut out completely. And on the ship, there's an explosion in the hangar. And the back half of the ship starts to smoke. You're not sure if anyone survived. You're hoping that the people in the bridge survived, but the people towards the back maybe not. And as you're running there, Vaughn, you catch something in your peripheral moving in the darkness towards the first ship, something huge. And that's where we're going to end this episode. So, technically, you all survived the first game, so you each get 10 experience points.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Hooray.
Did you guys enjoy yourself?
Yes.
All right, cool. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to our Patreon supporters for supporting us. We really appreciate it, and we hope you're enjoying Mothership. I look forward to the next episode. Until then, why don't we find out where you can find all these beautiful people? Let's start with Chrissy.
Hi, I'm Chrissy, and you can find me on the social media spaces as Chrissy and Keller.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and you can find me on the social media as @Mashulu.
Hello and goodbye. I'm Janine. You can find me on Twitter at justxj9.
Hello, I'm Candace, also known as Candace Magnificent. You can find me at the Candace Marie on Twitter and Blue Sky.
And I am Wes Otis. You can find me at Plate Mail Games all over the place. And you know where everything else is. So thank you all so much for listening. And we will see you next time on Mothership on Beyond the Outer. Bye, everybody.
Bye.